Hey, honestly, moving to a new country is terrifying. You feel like everyone else has this secret script, and you're just making it up as you go. You might know the grammar, but do you know the vibe? Today, I'm going to tell you a story about a guy named Roberto who felt exactly like that. He was doing everything right, but he was totally alone. But here's the cool part. Hidden inside his story are 10 specific questions and answers that will completely change how you speak and connect with people. I'm listing them right here, 1 through 10. By the end of this video, you won't just know these answers, you'll know how to stop feeling like an outsider. So, if you've ever felt stuck or awkward in English, stick around. Let's get into it. The story, the grind and the ghosting. So picture this. It's 7 p.m. The office is basically a ghost town. Everyone has already packed up and left, except for Roberto. Roberto is the classic new guy. He's Brazilian, super smart, but he's grinding way too hard. He thinks that to make it in the US, he has to work until he drops. Then his coworker, Maya, pops back in. She forgot her phone. She sees Roberto still glued to his screen, and she's like, "Dude, why are you still here?" Now, this is where it gets awkward. Roberto tries to play it cool. He makes a comment about Brazilians being hard workers, but Maya checks him on it immediately. She's like, "We're in the US. You don't need to burn out to prove yourself." She invites him to get pizza with the team. It's the perfect setup, right? An easy win. But what does Roberto do? He shuts it down. He pulls the classic, maybe next time. Maya calls him out. She tells him that his next time is like a New Year's resolution, something people talk about but never actually do. Roberto doesn't get it. He's confused. He thinks she's being mean, or maybe he just doesn't understand the reference. Maya tries to explain that life isn't just about spreadsheets, it's about having fun. But Roberto drops a bomb. He says, "For me, work is fun." Ouch, that's a wall. He tells her to go enjoy herself and literally tries to get back to his report. But Maya isn't letting him off the hook that easy. She asks him if he's okay. She notices he's been acting weird, avoiding lunch, skipping parties, basically ghosting the whole team. She asks, straight up, "Did we do something wrong?" And this is the moment everything changes. Roberto admits the truth. It's not about the work, it's about fear. In Brazil, he was somebody. Here, he's just the new guy with the accent. He tells her, "I can talk about work, but I don't understand the jokes." This is huge. He felt stupid because he didn't understand the New Year's resolution comment. He feels like he doesn't belong. But Maya flips the script. She tells him he's not alone. She's from a small town, and when she moved to the city, she cried in the bathroom for a month because she felt so out of place. She teaches him a massive lesson. If you don't open your heart, the loneliness stays forever. She tells him, "Don't think, just do." Roberto finally shuts his computer. He takes a risk. He decides to go for pizza. And for the first time since he arrived, he doesn't feel lonely anymore. Now, that story hits deep, right? But let's break down the English inside it. I've prepared 10 crucial questions from this story that tackle grammar, vocabulary, and culture. The 10 questions and answers. Question 1. Is it better to say, "I am working hard" or "I am hardly working"? Answer. Okay, listen closely because mixing these up is a disaster. In the story, Roberto is working hard. This means he is putting in a lot of effort. He is focused, he is grinding. But if you say, "I am hardly working," you are saying the exact opposite. Hardly means barely or almost not at all. So if your boss walks in and asks what you're doing and you say, "I'm hardly working," you might get fired. Working hard equals lots of effort. Hardly working equals being lazy or doing almost nothing. Be very careful with where you put that "ly." Question 2. What did Maya mean by New Year's resolutions? Answer. This is a huge cultural thing in the US and many other places. A New Year's resolution is a promise you make to yourself on January 1st. You say, "I'm going to the gym every day," or "I'm going to learn French." But here's the joke. 99% of people quit after 2 weeks. We never actually do them. So when Maya told Roberto, your next time is like my New Year's resolutions, she was teasing him. She meant, you keep saying you will come with us in the future, but I know you never will. It's a way to call someone out for procrastinating, but in a funny way. Question 3. Roberto said, for me, work is fun. What is the difference between fun and funny? This is a classic mistake I see all the time. Fun is about enjoyment. A party is fun. Video games are fun. Your job can be fun. It makes you feel happy. Funny is about laughing. A clown is funny. A joke is funny. A comedy movie is funny. Roberto said, work is fun. That is correct grammar, even if it sounds a bit crazy. But you cannot say, I enjoyed the party, it was very funny. No, unless people were telling jokes at the party, you should say, the party was fun. Fun equals good time. Funny equals haha laugh.
Question 4. What does it mean to binge watch? I was so exhausted from my day that I just wanted to chill, turn on the dishwasher, and binge watch some Netflix series. When you binge watch something, it means you watch 4, 5, or maybe even 10 episodes of a TV show all in one sitting. You do not stop. You just keep hitting next episode. I was getting my snacks ready, scrolling Instagram, and I saw the craziest news. Taylor Swift got engaged to Travis Kelce. She posted a picture of her ring with the funniest caption. She wrote, "Your English teacher and your gym teacher are getting married." It is such a funny joke because she writes poetry and lyrics like an English teacher, and he plays football and lifts weights like a gym teacher. I was so ready to binge watch my shows and text my friends about Taylor Swift, but suddenly I heard water. My dishwasher was not draining properly. Water was literally everywhere, flooding the kitchen like a small lake. I had to grab blankets and towels to stop it from ruining the rug. Let me tell you, adulting is so hard. Let's look at question 5. The present perfect tense. This grammar rule used to confuse me so much until I met this guy Miguel in my class. I was asking everyone where they were from. My dad got a new job in Texas, so my family moved down from Virginia. Miguel had this amazing accent, so I asked him where he was from. He told me he was from Spain, but he moved to the United States when he was a little kid. He said, "I have been here forever." That sentence right there is the present perfect tense. You form it by using the word have or has plus the past participle of a verb. We use the present perfect to talk about something that started in the past and is still continuing right now. Miguel moved here in the past, and he still lives here today. So he says, "I have been here." By the way, he taught me some slang too. He told me that "qué onda" means what's up in Spanish. This connects perfectly to question 6. What does it mean to feel homesick? A few days later, I noticed my friend had her phone background set to a picture that said, "Happy Birthday, Vietnam." I asked her about it, and she told me September 2nd is Vietnam's National Day. It is a huge deal. They have massive parades, marching bands, and the entire country is covered in flags. At night, they have these amazing fireworks shows, kind of like our 4th of July here in America. She told me it is a day of national pride to remember the people who fought for their peace. She also mentioned that big families get together and cook huge meals. She looked a little sad and told me she misses it a lot while living here in the US. That exact feeling is called being homesick. It is a vocabulary word that describes the sadness or loneliness you feel when you are far away from your home, your family, or your culture. To cheer her up, we decided to cook a huge fresh Vietnamese dinner together that weekend to cure her homesickness. Next up is question 7. Let's talk about grammar and using conditionals for the future. I was hanging out with my friend Beth because I am applying for a big promotion next month to become a team leader. I was super nervous, and I wanted her advice because she is already a manager. She told me something really helpful. She said leaders do not need to have all the answers. They just need to help the team find them. I realized I was only focusing on my hard skills like my technical work, but being a leader requires strong soft skills, like being patient and communicating clearly. I told her if I work on my soft skills, it will help me in the role. That sentence is a first conditional. You use if plus the present tense, followed by will plus the base verb. It is used to talk about a real, possible situation in the future. If I do this thing right now, this other thing will happen later. Beth told me no leader starts out perfect, and you just learn as you go. Now for question 8, which is a pronunciation lesson on the word horchata. Summer is officially here, and the heat has been absolutely unhinged lately. My absolute favorite drink to cool down in the summer is horchata. It is a sweet, refreshing, dairy-free drink made of soaked grains, nuts, and seeds. A lot of people see the spelling and say horchata, but the H is completely silent. You say it like orchat. Speaking of food, my friend Claire has been trying to eat healthier lately. She bought 2 cucumbers, cherry tomatoes, and a head of lettuce, all organic, and it cost her $22. I told her that for $22 I could literally buy breakfast, lunch, and dinner. But she said organic is grown without chemicals and is better for your health. I love trying different foods though. I am obsessed with Thai food, especially Penang curry beef, and Greek food like spanakopita. If you ever need a restaurant recommendation for a birthday or a date, you have to find a spot that has colorful food and a romantic vibe. Question 6 was about the grammar of saying you could just break the project into small parts. The answer is that using could is a polite, soft way to give advice. I didn't tell Alex, you must do this, or you have to do this. Those words sound really bossy and aggressive, especially when someone is already stressed out. By using the word could, you're just offering a friendly option. It is like putting an idea on the table and letting the other person decide if they want to take it. Native speakers love using could when giving advice to friends because it keeps the vibe very chill and supportive. Question 7 was the vocabulary phrase daily check-in, and the answer is a quick chat to see how someone is feeling. A check-in is not a deep, hours-long therapy session. It is just a quick moment to ask, hey, are you good? In the story, Alex and I decided to make our daily check-in a rule. We do this to make sure neither of us is hiding any stress. You can do a check-in with your roommate, your partner, or even your coworkers. It is a really healthy habit, and in modern English conversation, asking someone if they have capacity for a quick check-in shows that you respect their time and care about their well-being. Question 8 was the pronunciation of for real, and the answer is for real. When you look at the phrase for real, it has 2 clear words, but when we are talking fast or expressing shock, we drop the O sound in for completely. It just becomes an F sound attached to the word real. In the story, Alex was surprised and said, for real? We use this all the time to ask if someone is being serious. If your friend tells you they just won the lottery, your first reaction would probably be, wait, for real? It is a super casual, everyday response to surprising news. Question 9 was the vocabulary word exhausted, and the answer is being extremely tired with zero energy. Tired is when you need a nap. Exhausted is when your whole body feels heavy and your brain stops working. When Alex saw me after the spider incident, I was exhausted. It is a really strong adjective, so you do not need to say very exhausted. The word already has the feeling of being totally wiped out built right into it. Next time you come home after a horrible day at work or school, try telling your family you are entirely exhausted instead of just saying you are tired. It makes your story sound much more dramatic and real. Finally, question 10 was the vocabulary concept of the silent watcher, and the answer is someone or something that observes without talking. In Alex's office, the new guy brought a cactus and called it the silent watcher. This is a bit of office humor. Sometimes people use this phrase to describe a boss who sits in the back of a Zoom meeting without turning their camera on or saying a word. They're just watching. Naming a plant the silent watcher is hilarious because obviously a plant cannot talk, but it acts like a funny mascot for the team. It is a great example of how native speakers use sarcasm and humor to make boring workdays a little bit brighter. Wow, what a day, right? But honestly, sitting down, talking it out, and going through all of this with you really made it so much better. I highly recommend finding your own roommate, friend, or even a pet cactus to do a daily check-in with. It makes a huge difference. If you love this story and want to keep improving your English with real, everyday situations, please hit that like button and subscribe. It really helps out a lot. You are watching Learn English with Jennifer, and I cannot wait to share more crazy stories and English secrets with you next time. Have an awesome day, and stay away from giant spiders.